Alright, g'day legends, it's Aaron Pelttari here for another CLLCTV Tech Tuesday. Today the beautiful people at Crank Brothers have sent me some pedal refresh kits, so thought we'd show you how to rebuild a mallet DH. Let's get cracking, shall we? So first things first, obviously you're going to need a cup of tea, cup of coffee or something. Today I've chosen coffee. It's a coffee kind of day. You will need 8mm. You will need 8mm. You need 6mm, some form of a punch. You could use a flat-headed screwdriver, whatever. Hammer, obviously pedals, refresh kit, and some grease. So let's get cracking. First things first, crack open your refresh kit. You do have instructions in here. So if you want to read them, it's actually beneficial, believe it or not. You can probably do it without them, but anyway, slide all that out. You got nifty little tool that you'll need later for removing your bushing. And then we will crack this pedal open. So for instructional purposes, we're going to use a brand new set of pedals. Yours probably won't be, but it's all good. You'll realize how noisy your pedals can be. Yeah, you'll do this and be like, oh dang, everything's quiet again. It's a miracle. So let's get cracking. First things first, 8mm in the base. You can do this in a crank arm if you want. I find it easier to do it in a vise. So you just mount your 8mm up in the vise like that. Easy done. You got a nice level playing field for your pedal. 6mm to open the top of it up. Just bang that one off. Happy days. You'll then get your 8mm socket and undo the nut on the inside there. It is quite a long thread. See the nut inside there. Happy days. Now your pedal will just slide on open like that. Beautiful. Your pedal is now off of its axle, so we're sweet there. Now what we'll do, this is where you can either use a flathead screwdriver, whack it in, and just knock that top bearing out, or I'm lucky enough that I have a punch that works perfectly. So slot that down there. Try not to smash your fingers. Knock that little sucker out. Pull your punch or your flathead out and pop it aside for now. Now this is the nifty little tool that you need to remove the bushing on the pedal. So that just slots down. Just give it a bit of a love tap to get it through the pedal. Now you see that it's in line with the bushing there. Just give it a good bit of a thump. Whack that out. You see the bushing's moved. And there's your bushing. So sometimes these are a bit of a pain to get out, so you might need like a punch or put it in a vise and just drag it out or whatever. Whatever tickles your fancy to get it out. Just like that. Obviously it's got to be tight because the bushing's tight. So yeah, that's that. That's your pedal pretty much apart. Slide your old rubber grommets off. Take note of the way that they are orientated, because you'll need that, get off my fingers, at a later date or a later minute, because it doesn't take very long to do this, and it's a killer thing to do for your pedals. So clean your axle up, clean the inside of your pedal up, clean the threads, anything that you feel needs to be cleaned, really. So that's cool beans. So we're gonna have a look at what bushing it is. We're going to grab the other bushing from the kit, a new bushing from the kit, and we are going to find the side without the threads for the bushing. Without the threads, not with the threads, without the threads. The bearing goes on the side with the threads. So whack a little bit of grease in there. Drag it around with your fingy, cover up the surface. Get your bushing in there. Square it up, give it a bit of a tap to get it in there. Now you can use whatever, you can use a socket, you can use whatever to get this in. Once again, my punch works mint, so you'll hear it obviously change tune once it's bottomed out there. So that's all in there, perfect, happy days. Now we'll flip her over and we want to get the little bearing in there. So same deal, bit of grease, squirt that in there. You can use it's a bit deeper, so you use the little knob on your grease gun, or however you're getting it in there, get it in there nicely. Pop your bearing, straighten it up. Now, perfect tool for this is a 9mm socket. It sits flush on the edges of the bearing, and then just give that a quick tap. Same deal, you'll hear once it's seated in there, beautiful. So that's your bushing and your bearing replaced. So, now that we've replaced your bushing and your bearing, your axle is the next port of call. So basically put your axle back on your Allen key. Make sure your axle's clean, obviously. And now we are going to slot your grommets down. So this is what I was saying before with learn which way they're orientated. The black one sits face up with the little grooves. So if you slide that down first, as far as it can go, and then this one down the opposite way on top of it. So just like so. And then grease. Basically where your bearing and bushing seat, grease all that up. Make that nice. Put some grease on your little grommets there. Otherwise they have a tendency to squeak if they're not greased. Now, this is all clean, all happy. Whack some grease inside your bushing. Perfect. Slot your pedal back down over. Push it down nicely, nice and firm. So now we'll grab a fresh nylock out of the kit here. If you can, get the old nylock out of your whack that on there. Give that a nice tighten up like that. Happy days. Now, obviously these ones, red caps, black caps, whatever you see fit. So we're gonna whack a black one on here. Tighten that down with your 6mm. Hold your pedal body, because it's going into your pedal body, not going onto your axle. Give that a nice tighten up so she doesn't come off. Happy days, you have, once you've pushed your bushing in, pushed your grommet in, you have a nice rebuilt Crank Brothers mallet DH. So this pretty much is parallel with other Crank Brothers pedals, Enduro, mallet Enduro, Candies, etc, etc. If you can do this, you can do any of them. So give it a crack, it's good, it's easy, and it'll make your bike feel a million times better, because your points of contact are the most important part of your bicycle. So yeah, rock and roll. Enjoy. Thanks for watching. We'll be back next week with another Tech Tuesday. Hope you enjoyed, and I hope it was helpful. Cheers.